In the massive gleaming hall of the Galactic Council, representatives from thousands of star systems gathered for their annual diplomatic summit. Amidst the towering alien delegates, the human delegation looked small and almost insignificant. Commander J. Park stood at the center, his dark eyes scanning the room filled with creatures from across the universe. The chamber buzzed with simultaneous translations, holographic displays flickering with complex star charts and diplomatic records, massive beings from gas giant worlds, crystalline entities from radiation-rich planets, and serpentine diplomats from distant star clusters all shared one common attitude: complete and utter disdain for humanity. Valkyr, the Supreme Commander of the Orion Confederation, a massive reptilian creature with scales that shimmered like polished metal, stepped forward. His translator device hummed, converting his natural clicking language into standard galactic communication. "Humans," he began, his voice dripping with condescension, "are nothing more than a primitive species barely capable of understanding interstellar technology. Your weapons are laughable. Your space exploration is infantile. You have been granted diplomatic status merely as a courtesy." Laughter erupted around the chamber. Holographic projections displayed Earth's current technological capabilities, highlighting what the alien races saw as pathetic attempts at advanced engineering. Spacecraft designs were mocked, weapon systems were ridiculed, and human scientific achievements were reduced to mere childish experiments. Commander Park remained perfectly still. No emotion crossed his face. Years of military training had taught him to absorb criticism without showing weakness. Behind him, Dr. Hana Kim, Earth's chief scientific strategist, took careful notes, her fingers dancing across a translucent data pad. The Galactic Council continued its brutal assessment. Star maps showed humanity's tiny sphere of influence, a microscopic dot compared to the vast territories of other civilizations. Diplomatic reports emphasized humanity's limited interstellar travel, primitive energy generation, and what was described as catastrophically inefficient communication technologies. "They have not even mastered complete planetary defense," another delegate announced, pointing at a holographic representation of Earth. "Their atmospheric technologies are basic. Their understanding of quantum mechanics is rudimentary at best." More laughter followed. Alien delegates exchanged knowing glances, their various appendages and sensory organs expressing shared amusement at humanity's apparent technological inferiority. Commander Park noticed something the other delegates did not. While they mocked and ridiculed, he observed, every technological assessment, every dismissive comment was carefully logged in his neural interface. Each critique was an opportunity, each laugh a potential weakness to be exploited. Dr. Kim caught his eye. A slight, almost imperceptible nod passed between them. They understood something the galactic community did not. That underestimation was the most powerful weapon any civilization could possess. The session continued for hours. Earth was presented as a joke, a footnote in galactic history. Diplomatic protocols required humanity's representatives to sit through the entire proceedings, absorbing every insulting assessment, every degrading comment about their species' capabilities. As the session concluded, Valkyr made one final statement. "Humanity will never be a serious contender in galactic affairs. Your species is confined to a single fragile planet. You lack the technological sophistication, the evolutionary adaptability, and the strategic vision to compete with established civilizations." Commander Park stepped forward. His voice was calm, measured, devoid of anger or frustration. "We acknowledge the Council's assessment," he said simply. No one in the room knew the preparations already underway. No one understood the scientific breakthroughs hidden in Earth's most secure research facilities. No one realized that humanity's greatest strength was its ability to learn, adapt, and surprise. As the human delegation left the Galactic Council chambers, the alien races returned to their discussions, confident in their superiority. They did not see the quiet determination in Commander Park's eyes, the strategic calculations forming in Dr. Kim's brilliant mind. Humanity's response was coming. and it would be nothing like anyone expected. The first chapter of an unexpected story had just begun, written in the silence between mockery and revelation. Deep beneath the Rocky Mountains, a hidden research facility hummed with quiet intensity. Dr. Hana Kim stood before a wall of holographic displays, her fingers tracing complex quantum algorithms that danced like living light. Outside the reinforced concrete walls, the world continued its normal routine, completely unaware of the technological revolution brewing underground. The facility was a marvel of human engineering, invisible to satellite scans powered by experimental, cold fusion reactors and staffed by the most brilliant minds Earth could assemble. Each researcher worked with a singular purpose: to transform humanity's technological capabilities from a galactic joke to an unexpected threat. Dr. Kim's primary focus was quantum entanglement weaponry. Traditional weapons were obsolete. The future of conflict would be won through information, energy manipulation, and systems disruption. Her team had discovered a unique method of creating quantum cascades that could theoretically disable entire technological systems instantaneously. "We're not building weapons," she often told her team. "We're creating a language of technological communication that no one else understands." Nearby, advanced computer systems processed millions of calculations per second. Artificial intelligence, algorithms developed by the world's top programmers, worked alongside human researchers, creating predictive models of potential galactic conflict scenarios. Each simulation revealed something crucial: humanity's potential was far greater than anyone realized. In another section of the facility, engineers worked on revolutionary energy transfer technologies. They were developing capacitors that could store and release energy in ways that defied current scientific understanding. Small prototype devices could now generate power equivalent to entire planetary grids, compressed into something no larger than a human hand. Commander J. Park made periodic visits to the facility. His military background provided strategic oversight, ensuring that scientific innovation remained aligned with potential defensive requirements. He understood that their work was more than just research. It was humanity's insurance policy against potential galactic threats. "We are not preparing for war," Park would tell his team. "We are preparing to be respected." The research had multiple layers. Some teams worked on quantum communication technologies that could potentially bypass traditional communication barriers. Others focused on developing materials that could resist extreme environmental conditions, technologies that could protect human infrastructure in the most challenging cosmic environments. Global governments had been secretly funding this project. For years, multiple nations had pooled resources, recognizing that humanity's survival might depend on technological innovation rather than traditional military might. The budget was massive, yet completely hidden from public view. Dr. Kim's most revolutionary project involved creating a unique energy transmission system. Traditional understanding suggested that energy could only be transferred through specific mediums. Her team was developing a method of quantum energy transfer that could potentially work across vast distances without signal degradation. "Imagine sending power across star systems," she would explain during rare briefings. "Not just information, but actual usable energy." The facility's security was extreme. Multiple layers of authentication, biometric scanning, and quantum encryption protected every piece of research. No single individual knew the entire scope of the project. It was designed as a series of interconnected puzzles, with each team working on a specific piece of a massive technological transformation. Artificial intelligence systems continuously analyzed potential technological threats. They studied captured alien technology fragments, reverse engineering complex systems that had been obtained through diplomatic exchanges and covert retrieval missions. Commander Park would often sit with Dr. Kim, reviewing the latest research developments. Their conversations were measured, strategic, filled with scientific terminology and military precision. "We are building more than weapons," Park would say. "We are building understanding." The facility represented humanity's silent revolution. No fancy press conferences, no public announcements. Just pure, focused scientific innovation happening in complete secrecy. as global diplomatic meetings continued to mock humanity's technological capabilities. This underground facility represented something far more powerful: hope, innovation, and the potential for unexpected transformation. Dr. Kim looked at her latest quantum algorithm, a complex design that seemed to breathe with potential. She knew they were close to something extraordinary, not just a technological breakthrough, but a fundamental reimagining of what was possible. The silent preparation continued, hidden from the galaxy's mocking gaze, waiting for the perfect moment of revelation. The first wave of alien battleships appeared without warning. Massive vessels stretched across Earth's orbital zones, their metallic surfaces reflecting the sunlight like predatory scales. Commander J. Park stood in the Underground Defense Control Center, his eyes fixed on the holographic displays showing the approaching invasion fleet. Valkyr's voice crackled through diplomatic communication channels. "Surrender is your only option, humans. Your civilization will be absorbed. Resistance is mathematically impossible." The alien armada looked unstoppable. Thousands of ships, each larger than entire human cities, positioned themselves with calculated precision. Advanced sensor systems scanned Earth's defenses, detecting what seemed to be primitive missile systems and outdated defense networks. In the research facility, Dr. Hana Kim's fingers hovered over a complex control panel. Years of silent preparation had led to this moment. Her team had developed something unprecedented, a weapon system that existed between traditional understanding of physics and pure quantum potential. "Initiate quantum cascade," she whispered. The first alien ships didn't realize anything was wrong immediately. Their advanced computer systems continued to process invasion strategies, confident in their technological superiority. Massive weapon arrays charged, preparing to obliterate human defensive positions. Then something strange began to happen. Computer systems started to flicker. Advanced alien technology, systems that had conquered hundreds of star systems, began to experience unexplained disruptions. Navigation computers generated random coordinates. Weapon systems powered down without warning. Communication networks collapsed into static. Commander Park watched the holographic displays with calculated calm. "Quantum disruption at 37% effectiveness," a computer voice announced. The alien invasion fleet, moments ago looking invincible, now appeared confused. Ships began to collide with each other. Advanced navigation systems produced impossible routing instructions. Weapon arrays that should have destroyed entire planetary regions now fired randomly, sometimes targeting their own fleet. Valkyr's communication became desperate. "What is happening? Systems are failing." Dr. Kim's quantum cascade was more than a weapon. It was a complete technological language that spoke directly to the fundamental communication systems of advanced technology. Where traditional weapons would destroy, her system simply confused. Alien ships began to drift. Massive vessels worth billions in galactic currency became nothing more than expensive space debris. Their crews watched in horror as their most advanced technologies became completely useless. "Total system disruption in 5 minutes," the computer announced. The invasion that was supposed to take hours was collapsing within minutes. Humanity wasn't destroying the alien fleet. It was rendering it completely non-functional. No explosions, no dramatic battles. Just pure, calculated technological manipulation. Commander Park turned to Dr. Kim. "Containment protocols? Active," she responded. The quantum cascade ensured that no technological information could be transmitted back to the alien homeworlds. Whatever was happening would remain a mystery. The alien fleet was being transformed into the largest, most expensive piece of space junk in galactic history. Sensors showed no human casualties. No physical weapons had been fired. The entire invasion had been stopped through pure technological innovation. Valkyr's final transmission was a mixture of confusion and terror. "This is impossible. Your technologies cannot—" The transmission cut off. In the Defense Control Center, a moment of silence followed. Years of preparation, decades of research, had led to this single moment of technological revolution. Dr. Kim's Quantum Cascade had done more than stop an invasion. It had sent a message to the entire galaxy. Humanity was not to be underestimated. Commander Park allowed himself the smallest of smiles. The first strike had been successful. Not through violence, but through pure, calculated scientific understanding. The alien invasion fleet, once considered the most advanced in the galaxy, now drifted silently. Massive ships became nothing more than cold, dark monuments to technological arrogance. Earth had just changed the rules of galactic conflict, and no one had fired a single traditional weapon. The silent preparation had paid off. Humanity's response was complete, precise, calculating, and utterly unexpected. The galaxy would never be the same again. The aftermath of the first quantum cascade reverberated through galactic communication networks. Earth, once considered a technological joke, now became the most discussed topic among alien civilizations. Dr. Hana Kim's research facility worked at maximum capacity, transforming their initial success into a comprehensive technological warfare strategy. Admiral David Rodriguez arrived at the underground facility, his military uniform crisp and his eyes intense. He understood that this was more than a defensive achievement. It was a complete reimagining of technological conflict. "Show me the next phase," he demanded. Dr. Kim activated a holographic display showing complex quantum entanglement weapon designs. These were not traditional weapons. They were information systems capable of completely disrupting technological infrastructures across entire star systems. The alien races began sending reconnaissance missions. Small scout ships approached Earth's orbital zones, hoping to understand the mysterious technology that had destroyed their invasion fleet. Each probe was systematically neutralized before it could transmit any meaningful data. Commander J. Park monitored global communication channels. The galactic diplomatic networks buzzed with speculation. Some alien civilizations demanded immediate explanations. Others prepared defensive strategies. A few began studying the quantum cascade technology, trying to understand its fundamental principles. "They're learning," Dr. Kim explained to Rodriguez. "But they're learning from our terms." The research facility developed multiple technological innovations simultaneously. One team worked on quantum communication systems that could transmit information faster than light. Another group designed materials that could resist extreme radiation and temperature variations. Prototype devices demonstrated capabilities that seemed impossible. A small device could now generate energy equivalent to entire planetary power grids. Communication systems could transmit complex data across astronomical distances without signal degradation. The military aspect was carefully considered. These were not weapons designed for destruction, but for complete technological neutralization. The goal was not to kill, but to render advanced technological systems completely non-functional. Rodriguez understood the strategic brilliance. "We're not building weapons," he often said. "We're building a new language of technological communication." Alien intelligence networks worked over time. They collected fragments of information, attempting to understand humanity's sudden technological leap. But each investigation led to more confusion. The quantum cascade seemed to operate on principles completely outside traditional scientific understanding. Dr. Kim's team had essentially created a technological immune system. Where traditional weapons would destroy, these systems would simply confuse. Advanced alien technologies would find themselves unable to function, their complex systems reduced to meaningless electronic noise. Commander Park reviewed global defense strategies. The research was not just about military potential, but about ensuring humanity's survival in a potentially hostile galaxy. Each technological breakthrough was a layer of protection, a shield against potential future threats. The facility worked with a singular purpose. Global governments had pooled resources, recognizing that technological innovation was humanity's true strength. No single nation controlled the research. It was a collective human endeavor. Prototype quantum entanglement weapons could now theoretically disable entire technological networks across star systems. A device smaller than a human hand could potentially Neutralize billion-dollar alien technological infrastructures. We are creating a new understanding of conflict, Dr. Kim would explain during rare, highly classified briefings, not through destruction, but through complete technological communication. The alien races watched with a mixture of fear and fascination. Diplomatic channels became increasingly tense. Some civilizations demanded explanations, others began studying human technological developments with intense concentration. Rodriguez looked at the latest simulation results. "We're no longer defending," he said quietly. "We're defining the rules of technological engagement." The quantum cascade was more than a weapon. It was a statement. Humanity was announcing its arrival on the galactic stage, not through military might, but through pure, calculated scientific innovation. Dr. Kim's team continued their work. Each breakthrough was carefully documented, each simulation meticulously analyzed. They were building more than technology. They were building a new understanding of what was possible. Commander Park understood the larger strategy. This was not about winning a war. This was about ensuring humanity's place in a complex, potentially dangerous universe. The technological warfare had begun, and humanity was writing the rules. The Galactic Council chamber fell silent when Commander J. Park entered. Gone were the mocking laughs, replaced by a tension that could be cut with a knife. Alien representatives from hundreds of star systems watched him with a mixture of fear and reluctant respect. Valkyr, once the most aggressive critic of humanity, now sat smaller, his reptilian features showing something close to defeat. The quantum cascade had changed everything. No civilization had ever witnessed such a complete technological transformation. "Humanity demands recognition," Park said simply. His words carried a weight that transcended traditional diplomatic language. Reports had spread across star systems. Earth had not just defended itself, it had rewritten the fundamental rules of technological engagement. Entire alien military strategies became obsolete overnight. Billions of credits worth of advanced weaponry were now potentially useless against human technological innovations. Dr. Hana Kim stood behind Park, her presence a silent testament to the scientific breakthrough that had transformed human potential. Her quantum entanglement research had become the most studied technological development in galactic history. The diplomatic representatives reviewed holographic displays showing humanity's technological capabilities. What once looked like primitive systems now appeared as revolutionary technological platforms. Each alien civilization realized they had dramatically underestimated human potential. "We are not seeking conquest," Park continued. "We are seeking respect." The quantum cascade had done more than stop an invasion. It had fundamentally changed how technological capabilities were understood. Humanity was no longer a footnote in galactic history. They were now a critical player. Alien intelligence. Networks had been working overtime. They discovered that human technological innovation came from a unique approach, a combination of creative thinking, collaborative research, and a willingness to challenge existing scientific understanding. Admiral David Rodriguez had prepared extensive documentation, not of military achievements but of scientific potential. Research papers demonstrated how human technological approaches could solve complex problems that had challenged alien civilizations for centuries. The Galactic Council realized something profound. Humanity was not just another species. They were a technological wildcard, capable of transforming entire understanding of scientific potential. Valkyr finally spoke. His voice, once full of mockery, now carried a tone of reluctant admission. "We underestimated your capabilities," he said. The statement was both an apology and a recognition of a new galactic reality. Dr. Kim's research facility continued its work. They were developing technologies that could potentially solve energy crisis, create sustainable planetary development, systems, and revolutionize communication across astronomical distances. The quantum cascade was more than a defensive mechanism. It was a declaration. Humanity would define its own place in the universe. Diplomatic protocols began to change. Trade agreements were revised. Scientific exchange programs were established. Alien civilizations recognized that understanding human technological potential was now critical to their own survival. Commander Park understood the larger strategy. This was not about winning a war, but about ensuring humanity's collaborative potential in a complex universe. The holographic displays showed a new galactic map. Earth was no longer a tiny, insignificant dot. It was now a critical point of technological innovation, a civilization that could potentially transform entire technological understanding. "We seek partnership," Park said, "not domination." The alien representatives exchanged glances. They were witnessing a fundamental shift in galactic dynamics. Humanity had introduced a new variable into complex interstellar relationships. Dr. Kim's quantum technologies promised solutions to problems that had challenged alien civilizations for millennia. Energy production, communication systems, planetary defense. Human innovations were reshaping fundamental technological understanding. The Galactic Council session continued, but everything had changed. The mocking laughter was gone. Replaced with a newfound respect, a recognition that humanity was not just another species. They were a technological force to be reckoned with. Commander Park stood tall. Behind him, Dr. Kim's quiet confidence spoke volumes. They had not just defended humanity. They had transformed its entire galactic narrative. The recalibration was complete. Humanity had arrived.